Hey, what's going on, Facebook family? Ricky V here. Haven't done a Facebook Live in a minute, but I want to quickly hop on. My phone only has like 11% battery, so we're gonna have to be fast. But nonetheless, I'm excited to do a quick Facebook Live, and we are going to kick this off. So, hey, as you're coming on, do me a quick favor. Share this on your Facebook pages. Share this to your team chats. Share this to your team groups. We're just going to have some fun and just talk. All right, so we're going to kick it off. But anyways, it was kind of crazy because we chose to do a lot of remodeling in our home at the wrong time. So there's a lot of crap going on here, which kind of sucks. But nonetheless, we're rolling with the punches. But how is everyone doing? Hope everyone's having a great evening. Hey, as you're coming on, drop a 1 in the comments if you're catching a live. And also share this to your team chat, share this to your messenger team or messenger chat, share this to your Facebook groups, all that good stuff. And we can get this party started. Let's talk. So how's everyone doing tonight? What's up, Lance? Hey, what's up, Jennifer? What's up, Amy? What's up, Kathy? Hey, what's up? What's up, everyone? Okay. So I don't really have an agenda for this Facebook Live, but I guess I want to just chat about a few things, and then we can also turn it into a Facebook Live. But I feel like, or turn it into a Q&A. But I feel like, there's so much out there in network marketing. There's so much stuff out. Well, let me start off with a couple of things. Okay, number one is this. Looks like that's so funny. So number one is this. How do you react to a negative situation in life? How do you react to negativity? How do you react to things not going your way? Or how do you react to negativity, to maybe people talking behind your back? Or how do you react to how do you react to all these things? And drop in the comments if you know what to do in those circumstances. Now, I can tell you right now, by the way, I'm exhausted. We've been all day shooting videos, but I can share a few things with you, okay, based on my personal experience. And I always say it's my personal experience because I feel like every single person is on their own path in life, right? Like, we're not here to say, hey, this is what you have to do because I did it. I'm not saying that at all. But what I'm saying is that I do have some experience. Wow, my phone just went blank. Can you guys see me still? Can you guys drop a 1 in the comments if you still see me? If so, that's great. If not, we'll just wrap it up. But no, so for me, it's like, hey, how do you handle these negative situations in life? How do you handle negativity? How do you handle people talking bad behind your back? Or how do you handle if people leave your team? Or how do you react to negative situations? I ran into a very negative situation today at a car wash. It was crazy. But the point is this, right? I've spent 11 years in this industry, and I'm so fully grateful that I got into this industry because that good old saying that says, don't let, what does it say? It says, don't let school get in the way of an education. And see, for a long time for myself, I always felt like maybe I wasn't the smartest person because I dropped out of college or all these things, right? But one thing that this industry taught me, this industry of network marketing taught me is that I got introduced to personal development when I was 21 years old. I got introduced to the world of like Jim Rohn. I got introduced to the world of Napoleon Hill. I got introduced to that whole world, right? And I've never stopped learning every single day of my life, every single day since I was 21 years old until now, since I was 20 until now, so it's been 11 years. Every single day, it's been a continuation of learning and learning and learning, of reading, of attending seminars, of doing all the things to get myself to the next level. See, a lot of people view education as a checklist, right? They go to school, they graduate college, and then boom, they never pick up a book again. They never pick up another skill. They never do anything different in life, right? And so my whole thing has been, ever since I was 20 years old and I got introduced to network marketing and someone said, hey, you should listen to Jim Rohn. Hey, you should listen to this. You should listen to that. I became this student. I became this sponge. I became obsessed about listening to powerful people. I became obsessed in applying what they were saying, right? If they said, hey, you know what? If you read 30 minutes a day, every single day for the next 3 months, it'll triple your income. And I remember doing that and my income tripled. They said, hey, if you visualize your success, because your subconscious mind can't tell if it's real or fake, and you can almost trick your brain to believing that you're already successful. And once you do that, you'll become successful. And I believe those things, and I applied them. What I did was, I sought out successful people, and I really just clinged on to their teachings, right? Like I did what they needed to do. Anyways, the point is this, is if you would have talked to me back when I was, 20 years old and, someone's giving me a hard time, or someone's being negative, or maybe family members don't believe in you, or maybe close friends are making fun of your little business that one day ends up, becoming the biggest business out of your entire circle of influence. But what I'm saying is, at the time, if 11 years ago, I probably would have responded. I would have responded, right? Most people react. I would have reacted to these situations. I would have maybe been given a rude remark. I maybe would have, thought about a certain situation for days, day in and day out. I would have really, put energy into the negativity. And what I can tell you nowadays, one of the most liberating things is that people are only, how do I say it? People are only, you can't be mad at people. You can. I guess the right way to say it is that people operate to their level of awareness. And one thing I've learned through Bob Proctor is that you can't just react to situations, right? You have to learn how to respond to them correctly. You have to learn to discipline your emotions. You have to learn to say, especially in those moments where you feel like saying something negative, and those moments where you feel like reacting in a negative way or reacting to the same way. You know what the best thing to do is just let the situation go for a few days and then come back to it, and then you're looking at it from a different point of view. But a lot of people really operate in this mentality of oh, I got to get back at this person, or oh, you said something negative to me, now I got to say something negative back. And that takes all power from you, because the moment you start to react to people is the moment that they have control over you, and you have to let go of that. So nowadays, if someone leaves the team, or nowadays if someone decides to say something negative, my reply, when people message me and say, hey, so and so said this about you, I'm always like, hey, bless their hearts, it's all good, it's all gravy, man. They're just operating on their level of awareness. If that's what they feel about me, then I empathize for them. I want to understand, why is it that they think that about me? Where's the proof? Where is because it has to come from somewhere. So it's more about really just being understanding. If someone doesn't like me, hey, it's all good. By the way, I'm blazing my own trail, and when you blaze your own trail in life, you all, not everyone's gonna like you. And the more you live your life around people just liking you all the time, you really create this mentality where you're just watching your every move, because you want to make sure that everything you do is something that everyone's going to like. Now, I'm not saying that you don't want people to like you, right? I think we all have that mentality to to have people like us, right? To have people like us. And of course, I have that too. I want people to like me, but I also understand that a lot of people don't. So the point that I'm trying to make is this, right? Learn to discipline your emotions. And I don't say that just to you. I'm saying that more to me, right? When a negative situation presents itself, it's not so much about ignoring it. It's not ignoring it. But what happens is, that moment where you need, so I'll give you an example, right? So I'm at the car wash earlier today, and this guy is yelling at me. I'm pulling in, and he's yelling at me, and and I didn't understand why he was yelling at me. I was just kind of and it's the guy that's supposed to lead you into the car wash, right? And so I'm thinking hey, maybe my car is in a neutral, or maybe I'm doing something wrong, whatever. But I look around and everything's fine. And then I see that he's still yelling at me, and I'm it's just one of those moments. It's almost like a learning lesson, man. In the moment, what happens? Your temperature skyrockets, and you're what? You're going all crazy. But then you realize people are just people, and it is what it is, and you got to keep moving forward. And I'm not saying be a chump, don't be a chump, don't let people push you around or whatever. But the biggest thing you can do in life, right? Because I've had experiences in my life where people have rejected me. I've had experiences in my life. I've shared this story before. I remember it must have been 23, 24 years old, where I reached out to a 7-figure earner, and I remember asking her. I said, hey, would you be open to taking a look at my business? Because I've never cared who I talk to. I don't care if I'm talking to a CEO or someone. I'm always wanting to share my business opportunity. So I'm talking to this lady. She's a millionaire in the industry. I asked her if she's open to taking a look at the business opportunity that I'm a part of. And you know what she says? She says, why would I ever let someone like you sponsor me? That's what she said. She said, why would I ever let someone like you sponsor me? She's like, you don't make close to the money that I make, she said. So why would I ever let you sponsor me? Right? And so, you know what I did at that? By the way, you guys can hear me, right? Someone just said that I'm frozen, but they can still hear me. That's funny. But anyways, drop a 1 in the comments if you're catching this live. Drop a 1 in the comments if you can hear me. And by the way, I like to give content away for free. So all of that I ask is, hey, share this on your Facebook pages. So share this into your Facebook page, share this into team chats, share this into messenger chats, share this into your groups, whatever it is. Let's get it going, okay? We want to get this information out there as much as possible, okay? But anyways, the point I'm saying is that, so there's this lady, and she's a 7-figure earner, and I ask her, I say, hey, so are you open to taking a look? And she's like, why would I ever let someone like you sponsor me? She's like, you don't make the money that I make. I would never allow someone like you to sponsor me, right? Now, most people would be like, oh, that's a douche move, right? Like that's messed up, whatever. But let me tell you how I took it. I was like, it was almost like putting a chip on my shoulder. I'm like, you know what? One day I'm going to out-earn this lady. And I remember I screenshotted that, and I still have it in my albums today because it's just a great memory to look back on, I guess. It was a learning lesson for me. And I completely out-earn her now, obviously. But I didn't take that, I could have replied and said, well, screw you, who are you to be talking to me like that? But I'm like, look, it's just a level of awareness. She's coming at me for a good reason. Like maybe she doesn't think I'm good enough, and that's okay. That's fine. That's her opinion. I believe I'm good enough. I'm going to still go on my path, and I'm going to still keep moving forward. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to keep moving forward at a higher level of integrity. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've made all the perfect moves or all the right moves. I've messed up a lot in these 11 years of business. But what I'll tell you is this, is that at the end of it all, whenever you get into an argument with someone, whenever you have to be the one to prove your point, whenever you're the one that is like reacting, when someone's talking negative to you and you're reacting by talking negative back, I promise you that the only person that it's ever hurting is yourself. Now, I'm not sure why I'm doing this Facebook Live. I don't know what it is. I said, hey, let's do a Facebook Live. Let's talk. And honestly, when I clicked the live button, this is the first thing that popped into my mind. Right? But I'm just trying to save people from maybe a lot of mistakes that I made early on, right? When I was 20 years old, man, if you weren't in my company, it was like, I didn't even know you. I didn't even want to see you, right? It was like, hey, we're fighting if you're not in my company, I had that kind of mentality, but as the years go on and you mature and you read and you grow and you listen and you do all these things and you start to learn and you start to realize that the faster you can let things go, the faster that you can forgive, the faster that you can really just move on and leave that situation as is and keep moving forward, then the faster you're taking to higher levels, because you can't move up in life if you're still if you're getting pulled back from negative emotions from situations that are happening right now, right? So my journey in Be Epic, my journey in this company in the last 8.5 months has consisted of a lot of success, right? People see, oh, look at all the success that this guy's having. But if you guys saw the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, it's like you would never guess it, right? And that's not even why I'm saying this. But what the point is, this is I truly believe that that God was like, you're not ready yet. You're not I'm sitting there 21 years old. He's like, you're not ready yet. 24 years old, you're not ready yet. 27 years old, you're not ready yet. 29 years old, you're not ready yet, right? 30 years old, now you're ready. And boom, it happened for me. Had I had the success that I'm having right now, 5 years ago, maybe the issues that we have right now, I'd be all mad about them. I'd be having arguments. I'd be in this negative situation all the time. But I've learned, you just got to let things go, man. You got to let things go and be very quick to apologize. Who cares? When you apologize to someone, you all, it's not even about them. When you're apologizing to somebody, it's not about them. It's about you. It's about you letting go of that energy. Because you know what? It's like a weight, like if you have a 5-pound weight, pretend that a 5-pound weight is you being mad at somebody. And you're just holding on to that. And then all of a sudden you get an argument with somebody else, or someone says something negative. Now you're applying negative to them. Now you lift another 5-pound weight. So now you're holding on 10 pounds of baggage. Well, forgiving somebody else, it's not even about them. Forgiving is being able to let the weight go so that you can keep moving forward. So nowadays when things happen, for me, I'm like, first of all, I know where I'm going. And the moment I let my brain start to focus on a problem, the less room I have to focus on a solution. So a lot of people will say, oh man, you're Mr. Positive. I can't even bring a problem to you because you won't think it's a big deal. Well, it's not that it's not a big deal, but instead of talking problems, my whole thing is, hey, let's talk solutions. Be solution oriented. Have a positive mental attitude. It's the real simple basics of life, right? So if you're with me, drop a 2 in the comments. If you're getting value from this, drop a 2 in the comments. If you're getting a lot of value from this, share this onto your Facebook pages, Facebook walls, Facebook chats, Facebook everything. Share it all over. And let's get some people on, because I feel like we need to spread this awareness. In network marketing, you all, there's a lot of nonsense, right? And maybe I should rephrase that. In network marketing, being the most beautiful industry in the world, sometimes the people inside of it can turn it into something that it's not. Or sometimes there's so much, you're bombarded with so much stuff. And I shouldn't call it nonsense. There's just a lot of stuff. It's kind of like, it's kind of like, imagine right now, because, we're all used to watching Netflix. We're all used to watching Hulu. We're all used to watching these shows where we no longer have to sit there and watch commercials, right? So what happens is, imagine, and if all of a sudden tomorrow, like, the world changed, and now you had to watch commercials. Do you know how insanely, like, how crazy that would drive you? Like, that would drive me crazy if all of a sudden I had to start watching commercials again. I would lose focus, because the moment that, I'm listening, I'm watching something, all of a sudden it goes into commercials. I might go to the next room, or I might get on my phone, or I might get on a call. Next thing I know, I miss a whole entire episode because I wasn't back on time, and it's just a lot of distractions. Well, in network marketing, let me tell you something. What I see a lot in network marketing is that there's a lot of distractions. There's a lot of people that question themselves. There's a lot of people that say, man, am I not doing it right? I'm not a social media influencer. I'm not as good looking as that person. I'm not whatever. Like, I'm not as influential as they are. I'm not that good as they are on a Facebook Live. I'm not this, I'm not that. And guess what? Let me tell y'all something. First of all, you're all good enough. We're all God's highest form of creation. So we already know that. Like, we're already at such a high level. But let me tell you something, guys. Like, network marketing to me is an art. Like, it's a legitimate art. And if you master this art, you can go build a massive business, everything. I'm confident in my life, not because of the money I make. I want you to hear me on this. I'm not confident in my life because of the money I make. Okay? Because money can come and go. So I'm not confident in my life because of the money that I currently make. I'm confident in my life because of, number one, the work I put in. I'm confident in my life because of the student that I've become in this industry. I'm confident in my life because I don't want to say I've mastered the skills, but I understand the skills enough fundamentally to be able to say, hey, you know what? Put me on a plane and drop me off in London, or put me on a plane and drop me off in Florida. Right now, nobody. Or put me on a plane and drop me in South Korea. And I bet you it'd take me 6 to 7 months to have a crazy momentum going in my life with a business, no matter what it is. More importantly, network marketing. I just choose network marketing. It's better, right? For me, not for everybody, but network marketing is better for me. So the point is like there's like a real art to network marketing, and it's a forgotten art. And I'm not trying to bash anything, by the way. But let me tell you what the new school of network marketing, and it's not bad, by the way, it's fine. But the new way of doing network marketing, where people have forgotten the art of network marketing, is now it's all about this attraction marketing. Now, don't get me wrong, attraction marketing is good. But let me tell you something, man. If you would have recruited me 11 years ago and you would have said, hey, man, you need to post a pretty picture about yourself and talk about how, whatever, like it can be anything. Don't ever talk about anything. Don't reach out to people, because if you reach out to people, then you're a spammer. You're Mr. Spam Captain Underpants, man. The moment you start spamming, the moment you start talking to anyone about your business, don't you dare talk to anyone about your business, because they have to come to you. If you would have told me I had to do that, I would have sat there on my butt and I would have never achieved the success that I've had right now. You don't get to where you want to go in life by just sitting there trying to look pretty on Facebook. Now, I'm not saying don't do that, but what I'm saying is, like, if you don't understand the art of building a business, if you don't understand the art of growing a database of people from scratch fast, if you don't understand the art of how to invite people in a very simple way where everyone wants to tell you yes, if you don't understand the art of follow-up, because I can bet you right now that if you go out and talk to 100 people and they all say no, but you continually follow up with 100 people, with those same 100 people once a month for a year, I could bet you'd at least sponsor 50 of those 100 people, because I've done it before, guys. I can show you stats. I track. I'm an analytical guy. I can show you my stats. I can show you my notebooks and say, hey, this is what I had to do to earn $1 million. Like, and it's all stats, right? But it's an art that I feel like most people have forgotten, because most people are leaning on, hey, if I can just become a social media influencer and I can make a post and I can get quite a few people under me, and then they can start building and I can make this money. But that's just not how it works. And even if, like, here's the thing, guys, it's like that's the other problem, right? It's like I always think of it kind of like, listen, if you may be an influential person, right? So there's nothing wrong with influence, right? So you may be an influential person, and so your form of building a business consists of, what is it? It could consist of like, hey, when you get started with me, you make sure that you have to post a picture on social media and say this. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. The only downside to that is that if you make a post about that, you post about yourself, put this pretty picture on Facebook, and you get like 200 likes, and you get like 100 comments. And all of a sudden, I join your team, and I go do the same thing, but instead of me getting 200 likes because I'm not an influencer like you, let's say I get like 5 likes, and let's say I get 1 comment, and it's my mom commenting, guess what happens, right? Then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh crap, this doesn't work for me. And then your upline's telling you, well, you have to post more. You have to do this, or make sure you go do a Facebook Live and talk about, tomatoes, because, that'll get people to, I don't know, like what people talk about. I mean, I hear people saying, hey, go read a book and just do a Facebook Live on it on a chapter of Think and Grow Rich, and that'll get people to think that you're credible. That'll get people to think that you're smart, and they'll want to join your business. Let me tell you, that has nothing to do with it. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work. Okay, because trust me, I know some badass social media people. But what I'm saying is that I've talked to people before that reach out, and they're saying stuff like, man, no one's telling me yes. No, I've been in this business for 3 weeks. No, I haven't been able to get a customer. And my question's always like, okay, well, walk me through. So you've been in 14 days. Okay, you haven't had any success. Let me ask you a question. This is my go-to question all the time. How many people have you personally reached out to over the last 14 days to have them look at what you're doing? None. Okay, what do you mean none? Like, so what have you done? Oh, I keep posting on Facebook. I'm doing attraction marketing. I keep posting on Facebook. No one's reaching out. No one's signing up. And I'm like, it's not how it works. And that's a big problem too, because even for the social media rock star that comes in and gets X amount of signups, eventually that runs out. And if you haven't mastered the art of building a database daily, if you haven't mastered the art of the invitation, if you haven't mastered the art of the follow-up, and if you haven't mastered the art of getting people started in a fast, simple way, you're going to have a very difficult journey, and you're going to have a lot of people quit. And then what happens is people just end up blaming certain things, right? I don't want to say certain things. They end up blaming the wrong things. I'm not saying don't do attraction marketing or anything like that. I think that we should be posting every day. I think you should be posting on your Facebook stories every day. I think that you should be doing curiosity and all this stuff. However, you should also be reaching out. Now, that may not apply to everybody. Okay? I'm not saying that should apply to everybody, because it all depends on your goals. I'm talking about if you're trying to get to a 6-figure income and consistently hold that 6-figure income, if you want to build a 7-figure income and consistently hold that 7-figure income, you do have to master the art. Now, my vision was, hey, we need to be a part of a company, and when we join a company, it needs to be a company where the way we acquire a customer and the way we acquire a brand partner and the way we launch a brand partner is all the same way. Because so many companies have so many different trainings for so many different things. It's like, hey, this is our specific training on how to get customers. And they have like this 3-page, 4-page document. And by the way, this is our system on how we get brand partners. And then they have 3 or 4 pages on invitations and all that stuff. And by the way, this is our hour-long getting started session. This is what we do. This is the packet that you have to download. And before you know it, man, people are like, dude, well, why? Like, this is crazy. Like, let me take the next 3 weeks to learn this. Right? There was a previous company that I was consulting for. They had a getting started manual of 72 pages. And I was like, no wonder there's no growth. You know what I'm saying? Like, no wonder there's no growth, right? So it has to be based on simplicity, especially nowadays. Because I just got done talking about how if a commercial popped up, a 30-second commercial popped up, I would walk away from the TV and be like, whoa, that's weird. And my focus wouldn't stay. So in network marketing, it's the same thing, guys. And we're competing not just with network marketing anymore, right? We're competing with Uber, right? We're competing with Lyft. We're competing with Uber Eats, right? Where someone can just download an app and they can start driving and earning money. They don't have to go and sit there and have a 3-way call with an upline. They don't have to sit there and go through a 45-minute getting started guide. They don't have to go, read every personal development book in the marketplace. They don't have to go attend every seminar. All they have to go do is download an app and start driving and making money. The faster you move in a simple and effortless way, the faster you move on without people, the faster they're chasing after you, if you're doing it correctly. All right, now I'm not going to talk about the whole system right now. We can talk about it another day. But if this makes sense to you, drop a 2 in the comments below. Share this with your teams. Let's get this out to as many people as possible. Drop a 2 in the comments. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're excited to make this the greatest last, 4 months of your life of 2020, right? We got 4 months left until Christmas. It's crazy. We got a lot of exciting things coming in October. We got a lot of exciting things coming on Friday. Okay, we got a lot of exciting things happening all over the place. But it's not about what the company's doing, right? Like a company can be in momentum and it's one thing, but it's like, what are you doing? So in the earlier topic of this live, I'm sitting there talking about, hey, let's all become emotionally disciplined. Let's all show more love and kindness. Let's all show more empathy. Let's all show more forgiveness. Let's all bring more happiness to the table. Let's all hold ourselves to a higher standard. This industry already has enough phonies. You don't need to be a phony. You can be somebody that represents a higher standard. Like when someone asks me, hey man, what is it that you do? I'm not trying to say like, oh, have you heard of e-commerce marketing? Oh man, hey, I'm a network marketer. Oh, what's that? You heard of Herbalife? You heard of Amway? Yeah, I'm one of those guys. It's fun. Oh, cool. Awesome. How has it gone for you? Great. Like, I think integrity marketing, integrity sales is the realest thing you can do. Like, there's no such thing as beating around the bush. There's no such thing as coming up with tactics. There's no such thing as mirroring someone's body language to try to close them. You don't need to close them, man. You don't need to convince anybody to join your business. You don't need to convince anybody to stay in your business. You don't need none of that. You need to be somebody that's confident in the direction that you're going. So get confident by first growing you and then growing your business in a very fast and simple way that it's just success follows speed, so move fast, right? So anyways, I hope this Facebook Live brought some value to you. I made a post the other day that it said, how many of you guys would like to learn how to build or how to understand the mechanics of building a network marketing business? And the mechanics for me, like here's the cool thing about network marketing, and this is why it's cool for me, is because I'm a college dropout, right? I wasn't even born speaking English. Like I'm from Peru. I came to the US when I was 5 years old. I had to learn to speak English when I was 6. And I got picked on, right? Because I didn't know how to speak English when I was 6 years old. I remember someone in my first grade class flipped me off as a kid, right? And I didn't even know what that meant. I thought it was a good thing, right? It was funny, but anyways, I had a great upbringing. Like my parents really instilled a lot of study in me. I had to learn a lot, I had to read a lot, I had to study a lot, I had to learn math, all that stuff. Right, but the point is that I wasn't born speaking English. When I got to college, I dropped out. But the beautiful part I feel like about network marketing is that it really is it's a simple business. You don't have to go learn 50 things. You don't have to go learn 30 things. Like success network marketing is like, hey, learn how to grow a database of people, learn how to reach out, learn how to follow up, and that's all your responsibilities of as a networker every single day. And the more you master that, the faster it comes. But sometimes it will take longer than you think. Sometimes it will take a little bit more work than you think. Like if you would have told me 11 years ago, hey bro, it's going to take you 11 years to hit that 7-figure run, I would have laughed at you, right? I would have been like, there's no way it's going to happen in like the next 6 months. And see, that's the problem with people nowadays. It's like they come into a business and they don't give it enough time to flourish, right? A lot of people do the work to make the money. They just don't stick around long enough to receive it. I'll tell you a quick story, then we'll wrap it up, and I hope my phone doesn't die. But we signed up an individual back in December, and this individual decided to leave the company after a month, okay? But let me tell you something about this individual. Before she left, she actually had recruited 20 or 30 people. Guess what? Had this individual kept their distributorship, that distributorship right now is earning a 6-figure income, right? But this individual decided to leave. She decided to come in, do the work, and then she left. Peace, I'm off to the next thing. She went off to the next thing. Shoot. This individual went off to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. Who knows where this individual is at today? Point is, the organization that this individual built is a 6-figure income. And I'm not talking about just rinky-dink 6-figure income. I'm talking about if this individual would have kept their position, they're financially set, right? So do the work, plant the seeds, do the basics of life, and eventually things do flourish. Anyways, have a good night.